Well, I wasn't supposed to be going live for another 5 minutes, which is slightly concerning that Streamlabs works that way, considering I turned off auto go live. Oh well, not the end of the world. We're just live a little bit earlier than I was planning on. Gives us 5 extra minutes of stream time today. Let's turn the music down ever so slightly, because that is quite loud. And I do want to quickly check before moving over to the actual game if this puts me in vertical or horizontal stream mode. Right, okay, so I can only see the horizontal stream on my phone right now, which is weird because I think there is a vertical and a horizontal. Oh, I don't know what's going on YouTube. What are you doing? Hello. Oh, streaming hard B is. Why is that? There's like 2 streams. This is the live one. Okay, that's. Oh, this is the. Okay. Right, I see both of the streams. I'm literally right. Let me change to the live scene. Hello, welcome. I'm looking at my phone right now, and there is a vertical stream which I'm trying to pin a comment to. There is also a horizontal stream. I can't see the stream chat here. If you want to get noticed, go join the real stream. There we go. I'm going to pin that on the vertical stream, and we're going to be done. Pin message. Cool. Now we can actually start. No glasses. I do have glasses. I've just not got them on this time. I can actually see out of these ones. Makes me look very much like Elton John, though. So I'm not sure how... They're a bit... They're giving off some Elton vibes. The big camera, the big Carnasset, it's amazing. Hello, welcome. Right, let's sort out my actual stream setting. And let's get into Kerbal Space Program, shall we? Where everything, hopefully, should be going good. What's RP-1? RP-1, Realistic Progression 1. It is a mod pack for Kerbal Space Program that basically makes the game as realistic as you can physically get. It's ultimate realism. It's so realistic, it makes you want to cry every night. At least it does for me, anyway. Ah, yeah, I love the RP-1 stuff. But yeah, no, we are starting a new RP-1 career. This is now the 3rd live stream. And I do plan on trying to do a live stream every night. If I'm a little bit less enthusiastic tonight, though, as well, it is because I have just finished 8 hours at work. So I am very tired. Yeah, so I might not be my normal chirpy self. Chipper, chompy. I don't stream and whilst tired, people. It's like radiation and oxygen and all of that. So yeah, we add life support. We add, well, if I go into the tracking station, we add the real solar system rather than the fake Kerbal one. So this is Earth. You can see America, North America there. We've got South America there. Australia is hiding somewhere over here. We are in New Zealand. That's where we are based. We are the Kiwi Tree Space Agency. We've got the moon. And not only does it add, you know, a whole new solar system, we also have radiation belts, Van Allen belts, and magnetospheres of planets, which, you know, if we keep our crew in these, they will get blasted by radiation, which is never fun. It's always fun to go and see how big it is around Jupiter. There is life support like food, water, and oxygen. We have to keep our crew stress-free. We have to make sure that they... I don't know really what else, but yeah, there's a lot of things that this mod pack does change. We're back again. We are back again, Jimmy Maguchi. I do plan on trying to stream once a day for the next week to try and get a little bit into this career. I did have a look as well last night after I finished streaming about sorting out the 3,000 kilometer downrange rockets, and I couldn't get up to 6,000 meters per second with just the RD-101, with the RD-100, and the blah 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 blah, the I can't remember what this is, the U1700. I couldn't do it. I think we need the XLR41, and I don't want to buy the XLR41 because that's going to be 10,000 funds out of my unlock credit that I really don't want to spend. So I think what I am going to do is, because I'm going to probably try and progress towards Russian engines, I am going to wait until I have got that next rocketry research node technology, and what we will do is we will just upgrade this to an RD-101, and that will definitely work. We might also be able to upgrade this to a U-1200 as well, and the two of those things together should hopefully mean that we easily beat that 3,000 kilometers downrange contract. Hello, Rocket Lab Carnasta, how are you? I'm doing very well, thank you, Meat Players. How are you? Like the solar system and another system. What's the solar? I think you should add a different solar system mod. Real solar system gets stale after a while. Only so much to explore, and we basically already know what's the matter with all planets. I mean, there is a bloody, like, I honestly, I was playing Kerbal Gets Real Redux. I probably have over 200-300 hours in that save, and I didn't get to half the planets, half the moons. I think there's more than enough in just base RSS. Ads are on everything. There are ads. I don't know why. Oh, it says I can delay ads. I can't, and I can insert ads. I've not clicked that insert ads button. Honestly, trust me, I haven't clicked anything. But anyway, yeah, we are not gonna do this 3,000 kilometer downrange attempt right now. We're gonna wait until we get the next upgrade. So I'm going to leave here and see what the next plan is. Usually as well, when I either play RP-1 or if I live stream RP-1, what I tend to do is plan things. Like I would have a plan. This is very much winging it, so this is probably not going to go as well as a normal playthrough, because I'm literally just finishing work and I'm picking straight up, not planning anything, and just going balls to the wall trying to go for it. So we'll see how this goes. But anyway, do we have anything coming up? We have a small rocket and a big rocket coming up in not very long. Do we have... I do have one contract that I picked up, which I'm actually going to get rid of because we're not going to be able to complete this quite yet. What available contracts does that give us? Does Jupiter have volumetrics in Soul? I don't actually know. Can I play you a song? What, on my guitar back there? Maybe later on. Maybe if we get towards the stream goal, which I think is 10 blue super chats. That can, yeah, towards that. We'll maybe if we get towards that. I don't know how good it will sound from my microphone though. But I do play guitar and I do sing, which is why I have my guitars up there. I've never actually had a look at Jupiter with Soul, though. We will find that out. Right, okay, cool. Anyway, what do we want to do? 130, 180 kilometers with 75 units of sounding payload. I think we might be able to reach this if I don't have that advanced biological suborbital experiment. But I don't, the biological experiment, but I think we kind of want to launch that as much as possible. That way we can get, you know, as much science as possible, and I feel like science at the moment is definitely going to be something that we do want to do. So let's go into the vehicle assembly building and have a look at... Oh, I should have done an edit. Let's do an edit. Hell, play a song for a red super. A red super? Like, is that like gift loads of... Oh no, super chat is the just general gift. Maybe I can play a song in a bit, but let's that's the sort of stuff that we do when we're doing a launch. I'll give it a little maybe give it a go once we are actually sort of getting somewhere. Right, let us edit this. I'm going to edit this and see what we can do. See what this rocket can do. I stole some X-planes from the RP-1 Discord yesterday because I can't be bothered making all my own planes again. That is perfectly valid. So I've actually moved the Kerbal Gets Real 2 save to this install that I have, purely so I can go into here and steal some of my designs from that save. Not that I'm going to steal any rockets. I think I will redesign all the rockets, but it was mainly the space plane hangar stuff that I wanted to steal. So all of these kind of planes, because I don't want to make them again, because making planes takes an incredibly long time. Right, so we are going to try this. I want to see if... No, I definitely want the biological experiment. So I think what I'll do is just remove all those tanks for the sounding payload, and what we will also do is just get rid of that completely, turn this into that, and that should mean we get the furthest that we possibly could. Hopefully this will give us a lot of science on that, and then when we eventually need to start launching more sounding payload, when it's not just research, we can add this back in and, you know, get some of those contracts, because I don't think we really need to do those contracts right now. This should be fine. Edited 0%. Ugh, that's fine. It's still going to take us a while, but we shouldn't need to tool anything. Cool. Let's give this a simulate and see if this is going to get us a fair whack of science, which I think it should do. Howdy, Carnassa. Any advice for new Principia users? I downloaded it recently and I'm struggling to find guides for it. I don't know, really. I never looked up a guide for Principia, but I did watch N9 play Principia. And I don't know, I think I just had to play around with it. It took me quite a while to get into it, and I know I feel like Principia is a lot more daunting than it actually is, and once you start using it, it sort of becomes a lot less daunting. It's quite intuitive, I think. The sort of UI that Principia comes with, it's actually, yeah, pretty good. Right, anyway, let's launch our first, well, our simulation. Let's go. Let's launch that. Z and 0.0 seconds. And there we go. That was a perfect hot stage. Globonaut has been making Principia guides recently that are good. I have not heard of them, but I trust Michael Coombs' judgment. If they say they're good, I would recommend going and checking them out. Sunset launch is so majestic. I know, it's great. I love it, right? In this early part of the career, when we do not have to worry about launching into like a specific plane or a specific inclination, we can always launch at times where it just looks amazing. It's really great when, you know, you've got some of those volumetric clouds floating above you, and the sunset is happening at the same time. I do really enjoy that. That's sunrise. Yeah, I suppose. Which way is that? That is... Yeah, that's east. That is east. That is sunrise. That is definitely sunrise. I had to get my bearings for a second then. Oh. If I did play my guitar, what would I even play? I don't know. I've got quite a few songs. Right. That gets us to 213 kilometers. Let's raise this a little bit higher. And that should get us quite a bit of science, I imagine, from the biological experiment. If we go auto, we've only got 6 minutes in high space left, which will give us 14.9. Yeah, we should get a decent amount from this. Can I say, how much RAM do I have? I have 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. Yeah. 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. I do want to upgrade to DDR5, but I also can't afford to take out a second mortgage, unfortunately. And RAM, thanks to Sam Altman. My good friend Sam, not really, is bloody expensive. I've not actually had a look at RAM prices for a while. It might have gone down since I last checked, but yeah, the last time I had a look at anything, it was very, very, very expensive. Cool. This is going to get us a fair whack of science. Maybe at least like 3 or 4. I quite like that. Yeah, we'll definitely launch one of these. Let's go back to the vehicle assembly building, though. and we can basically save the edits on this and get this hopefully all built up somewhat soon. You made me create a sole install with volumetric clouds. BlackRack is now almost $5 richer. I actually, as much as it pains me to say this, I actually unsubscribed to BlackRack's Patreon about a month ago, because basically with a lot of the work that I was doing for my house, I found out I was burning through my savings very quickly, and I wanted to keep sort of like a control on where my money was going. So I actually unsubscribed to BlackRack. Now, I have been subscribed to BlackRack since volumetric clouds first came out, so I think that's about 3 years now, and I've been paying £5 a month. So what is that? That's 12, 24, 36. So I've sent my fair share, about £150 to BlackRack, which is way more than, you know, I have spent on anything KSP related. So BlackRack has definitely had their fair share out of me, and Ballistic Fox as well. I have been a patron of Ballistic Fox for quite some time, and I also, once again, yeah, I did cancel my subscription literally last month. Thanks for the Modlist, Carnassa. Also, which mod adds the lunar habitation program? So I don't think there is a lunar habitation program yet. I have made my own one, but I know someone, I can't remember their name. I was literally talking to them on Discord just before I started this stream. Oh, my brain is fried. Let's have a look. Someone has started making those sort of programs, and they messaged me on Discord talking about it. Crow, yeah. So I think there are pull requests for those in RP-1, but they're not out yet. Anyway, cool. Right, so remaining 40 days, cool. Yep, that's good. I don't think I need to do anything to that. Let's save edits, and yeah, we'll build this, and we'll hopefully get quite a bit more science for this. Lunar habitation is part of regular RP-1 now, I think. If not, it will be in an RP-1 pull request. I think it has now been accepted into RP-1. I think the pull request has now been merged into the main branch of RP-1. However, what I don't think has happened is there hasn't been an RP-1 release since that has happened. So it is part of the main branch on Git. However, there has been no official release of that. So if you know how to use Git and download the source code and grab things like that, I mean, if you know how to do if you know how to pull requests and stuff like that, you probably know how to do that. You can grab it. At least that's what I was last told. I might be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Right, so that's going to take us how many days? 37 days? 37 days? Yep, and I don't think we'll have anything else come before then. We're definitely going to reach the end of 1952 by the end of this live stream. 100%. Right, let's warp to complete. We're getting a decent amount of money. I'm not unhappy with the amount of money that we're getting right now. I would potentially like a little bit more, but as long as I have enough to complete at least one of the programs, then we should start earning a lot more money. I think we'll put another 5 researchers in there, though. 100 total researchers seems like a decent amount. If I have a look at my research... Let's go and have a look. Wow, we got flashbanged by that. Yeah, early rocketry. We're only getting 2 technologies next year. And then we're not getting anything until 1955. I don't like that at all. We're definitely going to need more researchers. I mean, we are getting 54 funds a day. We've got 60,000 unlock credit, which is decent, but not amazing. Yeah, we can't really get anything past... early material, so I just realized I didn't start building my orbital rocketry launch complex, and it's 1955 already. Oops. Hello again. Hello, CreatorRick42. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mahia Peninsula, New Zealand. That is where we are launching from. Indeed, we are the Kiwi Tree Space Agency. Tree Space Agency, because our entire launch facility has been overrun by the beautiful, lovely parallax trees from Lynx. Okay, right, so 100 researchers. I think that's fine for now. I'm not going to up that anymore. What we are going to do is we are going to roll out this rocket, and we're also going to duplicate it at the same time. There's probably some changes that we're going to want to make to the next one. We may even pick up maybe this, because we can definitely do that. 100% we can do that. We can hit 140 with like... We might even be able to do that, to be honest. I'll go in and I'll put 75 units in after this. We'll do a sim and see how far we actually get. But yeah, we might be able to do both, which would be pretty nice. Let's have a look and see what our efficiency is looking like as well. Hopefully that's going pretty well. I want engineers and I want SSR LC, slightly small sounding rocket launch complex. That is efficiency of 23%. That's not bad. And our bigger one is... Wait, no. Yep. Small. No, this is... The bigger one is 23%. The small one is at 24%. So that is coming along nicely. We can only get a max of 30, so I'm quite happy with where we are for that at the moment. But basically, we are churning out things. There's never been a point in time where we have had a break. Hi, Kanasa. What is your screaming schedule? Hello, boss. B0AWS. Oh, no. I'm getting flashbacks to work. I've literally just finished work. So currently, this week, I am planning on doing 2 hours a night as soon as I finish work, which is at about 4:30 PM British summertime, because my girlfriend will get back from her job at about 7, so it gives me 2 hours where normally I'd probably, if I'm going to be completely honest, go and have a nap after I finish work, and I thought this would be a good way to wake me up so that I'm all nice and refreshed and I don't mess up my sleeping pattern, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm also planning on doing this for a while, just so that we can get through sort of like the early stages of the RP-1 career, because I want to get to the cool, interesting, exciting stuff as soon as possible. Yeah, look at that. Sunrise with clouds, just peak. Absolute peak. Absolute cinema. Right, anyway. Let's launch the Shitfuck 5. I thought this was KSP2, thought of it. No, it is not. We are in KSP1. I did do quite a lot of KSP2 content. Back when it first came out, I was given early access to KSP2, and we all know how that went. Right, let's get rid of Flight Recorder. I don't need that. I was literally doing a little bit of experimentation with 3,000 kilometers downrange, but that's not something that we need to worry about right now. Okay, so we are ready to launch our first actual mission of this stream. Only about 20 minutes in. That's not terrible. Let's give it a go. In 3, 2, and 1. Cool. And I want to wait until that's at 0. There we go. We have successful hot stage, and we have successful separation. Once again, the engine has not failed. But yeah, looks absolutely stunning. Beautiful. So beautiful. Wonder if I hit home. No. Let's go 0. Let's do. Let's get rid of Kerbalism. Let's try and get a nice like camera tool. Flyby, auto flyby position, target self, hit home. Let's move back a little bit and spin round to the side whilst we zoom in on this beautiful rocket. Let's actually go down a little bit and stop that zoom quite so aggressively. Hopefully we get a nice little shot of this. I've been trying to get into RP-1, but I can't manage to get past... Why is my chat cut off there? That's really annoying. But I can't manage to get past the first launch. Do you have any advice? I can't manage to get past the first launch. I mean, just build something like this. It's just it's a literal stick. Build the U1250. That will get you past first launch. Otherwise, excuse me, if you want some really thrilling, engaging content on YouTube, well, I might know a guy. There is me. I have done a couple of RP-1 series. Whether you think that's thrilling, engaging, and super awesome content, well, I'll leave that to you. But I definitely think it's all right. Okay, awesome. That was a completely successful flight. We got not quite as high as we did in the simulation, which is a bit upsetting, but not the end of the world. I usually do so well in the stock system too. I've been interplanetary. You know, before I even started doing, before I started RP-1, I had never gone interplanetary in the stock system. Oh, no, I had gone interplanetary, but I'd only gone on like one-way trips. What on earth is that rip through the clouds there? That's clearly like some sort of seam in the graphics in the map for the clouds. That's not okie dokie at all. Anyway, yeah, I'd gone on like one-way missions to like Juna and to Eve. I think I'd landed someone on the surface of Eve because landing on the surface of Eve is insanely easy. But I'd never done a return mission. I'd never done a return mission from Eve. I'd never sort of, you know, sent someone down to the surface of Juna and back. I just decided... I watched Scott Manley's Spaceflight is Serious Business, and I decided, damn, I really like this. This is cool. I want to try ultra, uber, super duper, fantastic, realistic Kerbal space program. And I did. And I started getting into it. I started watching Nathan Kell, finished watching Scott Manley's series, watched Cosmonaut Crash, got a lot of inspiration from those three. And eventually COVID hit and I thought, oh yeah, let's start a RimWorld channel, which did very badly. And then I started doing my own KSP RP-1 series, trying to bring my enthusiasm and my quite loud personality along. I can definitely be quite loud at times. I have been told by all of my friends and family. And yeah, I thought there was a good space for that to be a thing. And yeah, that's how I ended up here. I imagine Scott Manley starts streaming KSP and even better RP-1. It's, yeah, he did do RP-1 a very long time ago. But it has been a long time since spaceships are serious business, unfortunately. Let's do a massive spin. Oh my god, look at it spin. Look at it spin. I'm not sure if you'll even be able to hear. So someone promised me red super chat. Go on. Give me red super chat if I play a song. I dare you. I will do anything for a quick buck, me. Can you even hear this? Is my mic picking it up? I don't think my mic is actually picking up the guitar. It is, just about. But anyway, whilst we watch this beautiful thing fall down. Oh, the nightmare grips me tightly. It wraps its dark tendrils round my arm, sinks me like a stone in a lake. You get up so politely, you take one good look at the mess you have made. I don't even know if that sounds good over the mic. Probably not. I need to get my mic set up properly to record that. But yeah, I do like having a good old sing-along every now and then. Where's my red super chat? I was promised money. How do I do those cinematics? I use a mod called Camera Tools. So this mod. Basically, you can set it up. There are 3 different sort of modes for Camera Tools. Pathing, which can be incredibly powerful, but it's a little bit more time to set up. But once you set something up, it can be insanely good. Dogfight camera, which is great for docking scenes, and then stationary camera, which is kind of like my go-to one. I use this for pretty much everything. Once you've got sort of like something set up, there's all these buttons that you can use. If you hit home, it will like start the camera. And you can use the numpad to kind of like change things around. And yeah, it's a really powerful tool. If you want to create cool like cinematic visuals, I definitely recommend looking at this mod because it is basically the best way that you can do it. Like there's nothing compares. Like you can get a lovely little zoom in here and then I can zoom out and there's all sorts of cool things that you can do with them. Thank you, boss.
Red square emoji.
Thank you very much. No, it sounds nice, but your voice is incredible. Thank you very much. Yeah, I do. I did once upon a time sing for a band, but it's been a long time since I've done anything like that. Purely because all of my band moved away. Kanasa, I don't read vertical. I try. Literally, I've got on the left-hand side of me right now, I have my stream settings all set up. It does not pull through the vertical chat. I have got live chat set up there. I wonder if there's... Yeah, no, I can just see live chat. All messages are visible, but it doesn't bring in vertical chat. It's really annoying. Like, the fact that YouTube gives you the option to dual stream, but doesn't give you both chats seems really, really, really dumb. Is this Kerbal Gets Real Redux Redux? It basically is Kerbal Gets Real Redux Redux. That is exactly what we are doing right now. What should I do in my game next? Should I continue Apollo 27 with my rover and moon house? Or Streamerbot? Or Atrium Vertical? I probably could look into some other things. You have so much chats and need some multi-chat integration. Yeah, I definitely do. I'm on my phone right now looking at the vertical. Why is my stream health dying? It looks... Hang on, stream health. Excellent, stream is healthy. Why am I getting buffering? I don't like buffering. Buffering makes me worried. Oh, we're not even going to land in the water. We're going to land somewhere else. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that. We've landed in the water like every single time. Look at that. The beautiful parallax. It looks amazing. Right, let's get rid of camera tools. Awesome stuff. The next thing... Yeah, we didn't complete any contracts there. How much science do we get? 3.8. Let's recover the vessel and see what we get. We're in New Zealand at the moment. If you have a complaint, you can submit a bug. Nice, you're an IT guy. You got this. I am. I work in software dev as my day job. I really probably should be able to figure it out. I should probably... Oh, there we go. Normal recovery. What I need to do is... yeah, look into different solutions. I'm sure there are solutions designed for this, rather than like literally picking up the stream on my phone. Artemis said hi, hello. Is this Kerbal Gets Real Redux Redux? Oh yeah, that was on the other stream. Maybe it is showing multi-format streaming. I am. I got Streamlabs OBS now. Oh, why is my camera pointing all the way up there? God, all of this technology and it's just having an absolute meltdown. Right. Are you going to follow me, camera, again? There we go. Is it going to follow me? I don't think my camera's following me anymore. I'm supposed to wave at it. I'm supposed to, like, give it a little bit of a jig and a dance, and it's supposed to go... Yeah, there we go. It's following me again. Interesting. Maybe it is pulling it through, but I don't know. YouTube again only shows me this portrait video. Can't find the horizontal one yet, and I'm on desktop. That's so weird. I keep forgetting that people usually don't just cheat themselves the engine costs. That's fair. It's nice watching this stream while I'm about to finally for the first time send a dog to and back from space in my own RP-1. Very nice. I don't know how old those chats are. That's definitely something I probably should have looked at a while ago, but oh well. Huh, won't the trees on the launch pad cause issue? They absolutely will. They absolutely will, and that is why we have a launch pad over here. So we do have KerbalKonstructs in this install, and the first thing that I did as soon as I noticed those trees over there was build a new launch pad over here. We are probably going to build some additional ones all over the place as well. Oh god, I've clicked the wrong thing. So this is only our small sounding rocket launch pad. We definitely want to get some bigger ones elsewhere. Right, let us leave this. Do you have a Kiwi that can help? I know one is called Nutty. I do have someone from New Zealand that could potentially help. I think they might be asleep right now, though. I did check the time. It's like... It's quite late. It's like 4 in the morning over there at the moment. Anyway, so that was completely successful, which is wonderful. We are now up to 9.8 science, which I think is not going to be able to buy us anything, except maybe better supersonic. But that's fine. We will get satellite era. That somewhat soon. I think I want to go with the electronics research first. Well, actually, no. The material science is probably better. I'll have to think about that when we get to it. Okay, well, anyway, I stopped the music, didn't I? Because I was playing music. Now let's play some of this music instead. That's going to be in only a few days, which is pretty nice. And that will definitely get us a contract. That will get first low space film return. So I think we'll do this. Accept that contract. And we'll get 44 reputation, which is great. Because that will definitely be the next thing that we build, I think. Although it might not be the next thing that we roll out. Slightly bigger. Yeah, that is definitely the next thing that we build. Get 331 additional funding. How long is it going to take to roll it out? 30 days. Oh my god, that's a long time. That's a very, very, very long time. It's still going to be the next thing that we roll out. Interesting. Oh, it's not quite 30 days. Okay, yeah, let's warp to complete. And we will hopefully be able to complete that early space camera film return, which will be nice. You ignored me. Sorry, PlayDevRBX. I try not to ignore anyone. I might just not have seen it. Your test went well? Oh, yeah, very nice. Your English test, if I recall correctly. I don't actually remember. I remember asking you yesterday if it was English as a foreign language or just English, and I asked that, and I don't think I ever saw the response, so I'm really sorry. I do try and read the responses. Let's play some of this music instead. Instant deafening ad. Oh, sorry. I don't control the ads. YouTube controls that. That's not me. That's not me that's done that. I'm terribly sorry. Do I recommend the RP-1 Express install? Yes, absolutely. Yes, because it's just the way to... Oh, no. What? Why are we heavier than we were? If I start burning things, that's a bit worrying. I don't understand why we're heavier than we were. Should be fine, right? Yeah, there we go. We get control straight away. That's not really what we want, and I think that's annoying because now we don't complete that contract because we didn't get control, because for some reason we didn't have control for like the first split second, and I don't know why that happened, because I'm fairly sure when I did this before we absolutely did have control. Oh, that's so annoying. That's really annoying, because that's money that we've just lost. Where's this launch site located? It looks really nice. It is located in New Zealand. It's nice to see young people playing KSP. It warms my unk heart. I don't know. I feel like I've got unk status as well. Maybe I look younger than I am. I'm probably older than you think I am. I am a good 33 years old. Not a foreign language, English literature. Oh, English literature. Oh, I hated doing like English lit and English lang when I was in school many years ago. It was not fun. I'm not sure if we're actually going to complete this. Anyway, not that we are anyway. Let's decouple that. And we got this. That is running cool. Just because I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get downrange, far enough downrange. And we're definitely not going to complete the sufficient avionics for the first 50 seconds of the flight. But yeah, we're going to reach 100 kilometers, but downrange is going to be a little bit difficult. Oh, we might do it. We are... It'll be close. I'm definitely older than 20. I'm 33. I thought you were like 17. No, I am 33 years old. I've been blessed with youthful looks. I get it all the time. I'm quite quite a fan of Monster energy drinks, and I have been for a long time, right? And in the UK, which is where I'm from, you have to be over 16 if you want to buy a Monster from Tesco. I still get ID'd for buying Monster from Tesco. Why does it look like a bullet? Because basically, bullets are aerodynamic. My God, I look 15. Wow. If I squint my eyes like that, you can maybe see that I've got a few wrinkles around my eyes there, starting to get crow's feet. So, is that camera clipped into the avionics, or is the avionics module hollow? The camera is just clipped into the avionics. I could make the avionics module hollow, though. Oh, actually, no, I don't think you can get a smooth cone. I don't think you can get smooth cone hollow. You can get conic. You can get hollow conic, but not hollow smooth. Which is, yeah, annoying. We have made the downrange distance. Oh, now I got to ask people on the chat. If this was me and I was just playing this by myself and I didn't have the audience, I would 100% go in and I would cheat complete that contract once we get down, because we've done it. We launched, we went 250 kilometers downrange, we hit an altitude of 100 kilometers, we did everything, but for some reason the rocket was like 0.00013 tons heavier than the avionics were capable of lifting at the very start. So when we first released from the launch clamp, we didn't have sufficient avionics in the first 0.00005 seconds or whatever it was, which means that we are going to fail this contract. And I think that is, if I'm going to be completely honest, completely bullshit. So I have got, I'm quite tempted to go and cheat complete that contract. In fact, you know what? Yeah, cheat complete it. I'd say cheat complete it. Cool. There we go. Oh, F12. Oh, but we lost it. Why did my parachute not go off? Oh, I was too busy physical time warping. Well, there we go. We're not going to cheat complete that because I lost everything. God damn it. I was too busy talking. Well, that is not okie dokie in the slightest. Oh. Bollocks. I didn't stage it, no, because it was on a separate stage. Usually I staged the decoupler and the parachute at the same time. Well, that's annoying. I'm not going to cheat complete that now, though, because that was a failure. That we didn't complete return home safely. Damn it. That's really, really, really upsetting. Oh, well, not the end of the world. What we are going to do is I'm going to go into the vehicle assembly building and I'm going to upgrade that rocket. Yeah, in the wise words of Scott Manley, check your staging. Something that we absolutely did not do. Yeah, what? Why are they staged together in here? I'm like, my camera is in front of it. Is there a better way that I can sort of show the screen? Maybe this one is a little bit better once it kicks in, once it loads. You can probably maybe see it. The staging is there. They should stage at the same time. Maybe I messed about with it when I changed the staging for the bottom two. I guess that could have been a thing, but that's quite upsetting. Manually decoupled it. Oh yeah, I did. I didn't press space. Yeah. I don't know why I manually decoupled it. I should have just hit space. Space always worries me, though, as in the space bar. I feel like things break quite frequently when you use space. Anyway, that's annoying. What we're going to do, though, is we are going to upgrade to aluminium fuselage for this, and we should be able to get quite a bit further. 1 minute and 13 seconds we are going to be able to burn for. This is 1 minute and 10 seconds, and that gives us over 3,300 meters per second delta V. That's wonderful. We are going to tool this. Oh, it's expensive, but we're going to do it anyway. And that means it's going to cost us 1,006. So anything else that I want to upgrade? We can't upgrade our avionics at the moment. We will 12.961 tons. So that is absolutely fine to have 13 tons of avionics. I think that's all good. I think that's good. Yeah, we're going to overburn it by 3 seconds, but I'm fine with that. Cool. Right, let's save this up. This is going to be NFTR3. Save. And we don't even need to simulate this. I don't think I need to simulate this. We're going to launch. Oh. No. Damn it. Need to modify the launch complex. I mean, it's only going to take 2 days. That's fine. And what is our current efficiency? Oh, are we going to lose efficiency because of this? Slightly bigger rocket launch. Oh, we lose 0.3%. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind losing like 0.3%. All we're going to do is just give it a bit more fuel. I don't know what clean does. Set the LC stats to support only the current vessel, removing support for other vessels to reduce maintenance costs in exchange for a longer renovation time. Fair? That's fair. Right, modify. Cool. There we go. Save this. We'll come back in and we'll build that up once the launch complex has been built. Do you have a mod that doesn't allow revert? No, but I am very good at not reverting myself, because part of the fun of KSP RP-1 is not reverting. If you use a fairing, you can make a hollow smooth nose cone, though it may affect... Oh, wow, hello. Have a pint. Ooh, thank you very much.
Have a pint.
Why have a pint when I can have a whole stein? This thing is massive. It is filled with Ribena, though, and not alcohol, unfortunately. But yeah, reverting is for bugs only, otherwise it's cheating. I mean, you could sort of say that that was me doing a bit of an oopsie moment, forgetting to stage the parachute. But yeah, I didn't want to revert that. That was a mistake on me. Right, slightly bigger rocket launch complex. Let's warp to complete and let's build up our next one. But thank you, Melku Rapid, for the donation. Appreciate it. Much, much, much appreciated. So there is a stream goal. There is a stream goal. We're at 2 out of 10 at the moment. And the stream goal was basically to get 10 of those donations. Partly because I've now put in text-to-speech, and partly because I am a greedy capitalist and love money. And the stream goal is stream, more stream. So I think if I hit that goal, the plan was to literally do this every day of this week, except for the weekend. I can't do this Saturday, but every other day I can do a stream. And yeah, it was there to incentivize me, there to like provide a goal for something. I thought it'd be quite cool. It'd be a way to swindle money out of everyone. Don't we all love money though? In fact, absolutely we do. Bro, Brits and their drink sizes, not even Germans use Stein. it's massive. I do like this. So I am type 1 diabetic, as I'm sure came up on the first stream of this series, and because of that I tend to drink a lot, because high blood sugars make you incredibly thirsty and you want to drink more and more and more and more and more. My face when the one progression is realistic. I think a couple blokes with chainsaws would have been cheaper than building a new pad. Quite possibly. Yeah, even though we have got all of that foliage all around the place, we decided to build an entire new launch pad rather than hiring some tree surgeons. I love that they're called that. Tree surgeons. Like, what a name. What a name. Like, for a job. Oh, what are you doing, Barry? Oh, by the way, I'm committing some surgery on some trees, aren't I? I don't know why it's called Barry. Very Welsh name. Barry from Wales? This is a brilliant cover for your vampirism. Yes, there's juice in the stein. Yes, yes, yes. It's definitely not the other red liquid. How much does it affect the game if you launch from New Zealand? You have to make a lot of corrections for equatorial orbits. So basically, we will never launch into an equatorial orbit from New Zealand. It's just, it won't, it's not feasible. The amount of delta V that you would need to spend, I don't know what our inclination is, but it's going to be something like, our latitude even. It's going to be insanely low. The amount of delta V that we would need to get into an equatorial orbit would be mad. And, well, actually, no. We will do equatorial orbits, but what we will do is we will do equatorial orbits that are kind of like based on when we set up geostationary, because once you go to geostationary height, obviously if you make your apogee at the point where you need to make your inclination change, I can't remember the technical term for it, but it makes it so that your inclination change burn is as cheap as it's possibly going to be. It's still going to be expensive, but that's probably the only way we'll get equatorial orbits. We will never do sort of like low equatorial Earth orbits, and there's really no need for an equatorial orbit around low Earth either. Anyway, right, so I have talked way too much there. Let's save and let's launch this. What? No. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong launch complex. I was like, no, I literally just modified you. There we go. Much better. Cool. Leave. This rocket is fun-shaped. That's exactly why it's shaped like that. It's cheaper to ship your rocket to Kourou. Yeah, probably, actually. Minus 21. Only 39 degrees. Oh, okay. That's not actually terrible. I think that's better than launching from the UK. Minus 21 is better than launching from the Cape. The Cape's 28.6. The UK, I think, is like 50. I think, anyway. I launched from the UK in the next millennia. It's been a while since I've done anything from the UK, like space-related. But yeah, no, I think the UK is about 51. So New Zealand is better in that regard. Did not know that. Right. We want to come in here and cancel this because we're not going to complete that for a while now. What I want to do is take available ones. And I think we may want to try and complete altitude sounding rocket difficult. 170 confidence would be sure nice. If I come in and edit this, let's see how much we can actually get. Cornwall was about 50. The UK is almost Arctic. Yeah, we are quite north. But thanks to all of the what is it, like the Gulf Stream and the fact that we're an island, we have a very temperate temperature. I mean, right now it's May, so it's getting close to summer, but it is like 28 degrees Celsius in my room right now. I do have the window open, but I don't have air conditioning, and it is supposed to get up to like 30 degrees next week, which is mad. Okay, righty-ho. Let's go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Grab a service module. Call it sleazy. What I want to do is probably actually take the old version of SF4 or SF5. And we want to merge this because we want to grab our sounding payload. And all we need to do is take 75 kilometers up. How far up can we go with 75 units of sounding payload? How far up can we go with 75 units of sounding payload, as well as everything else that we have on this rocket? Let's have a look. I don't think we're going to be able to hit 180, but we might be able to hit 130. In fact, I'm fairly sure we will be able to hit 130. If we don't, I will be very upsetty that someone has eaten all of my spaghetti. 98.1, that's fine. Yeah, that's only going to take like 16 hours to build. Let's give it a simulate and just see which contract that we can actually pick up. This is Rasfos, by the way. Hello, Pesky Hello, Rasfos. It's been a while. How are you doing? Pesky Bird. That's where it was. Yes, I remember. That's what you were always were. And I remember talking about Grian and the Pesky Birds. Oh, that's like unlocked a core memory from back in the day when I used to stream like 5 years ago. back when my channel wasn't dying. Oh, I'd like to do a series like this where you launch from your country. I'm lucky to live in Venezuela. I think there's right, so in Seoul, there is one launch site in the UK. However, it is in the Shetland Islands, and yeah, even Cornwall, as was just said, is 50 degrees. The Shetland Islands is a lot higher. That's gonna be very, very, very difficult to get anywhere, really. So that's yeah, that would be not very good. Okay, let's. Oh, do we not have the warp to sunrise? Oh, we do have the warp to sunrise button. Let's warp to sunrise for our simulation. Give it a quick go. Where are we? .v stats. Let's go. Z. 0 seconds. There we go. And away we go. At least you're not launching from Andoya like Lazar Aerospace, which is at 69 degrees north. That is quite high north. Is there a mod with the Earth but still at Kerbin scale? There is indeed. That is called Kerbal Scale Real Solar System, or KSRSS for short. And if you do want to do real solar system at real scale as well, but you don't want the whole sort of super duper duper ridiculously realistic experience that Realism Overhaul and, you know, RP-1 and all of that provide, there is a mod called Smurf, and it's SMURFF. I'm pretty sure it stands for something. Don't ask me what it is, because I've never played with it, but what that does is it allows stock-alike parts, well, stock parts and all of the stock stuff to work at real scale, which is pretty cool. How is performance on Sol compared to RSS Reborn? So far, it has been pretty good. So far, I am getting very, very good performance. We're not going to quite hit 180, unfortunately. We are going to hit 165. I do want that science. What we could do is remove the... Right. I'm going to see if we... I do want science for this, but we are going to get more science anyway from other sources. And to be honest, our science is backed up at the moment, so it's not the end of the world if we don't get any science. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out of this, and I'm actually going to try this without the science, because I think that might be what we want to do. Revert to editor. What PC specs are you running? I'm thinking... Oh! Wow. That was
Thank you for making the greatest KSP RSS content.
Thank you very much, Kira Leandor. 3123. I'm so bad at names. I'm terribly sorry. Thank you for the donation. And no worries. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Right, so what we're going to do here... And there is definitely, even though, like, Kerbal Gets Real Redux, it ended yesterday. Sadly, it ended yesterday. We are done with KGRR. However, there is always room for RSS content on my channel, and we are going to do more and more and more. So even though it's the end of that series, it's not the end of RSS RP-1 content on my channel at all. We've still obviously got For All Kerbal Kind, which I am going to start filming my next episode after this live stream. What's going to happen at 7 is my girlfriend's going to get back from work, and I'm probably going to go have dinner. We're probably going to, like, watch some TV or something for a bit, and then I want to make this SF6, I think, just payload. Yeah, we're going to go make ourselves some dinner, probably watch some TV, and then I'm going to get straight back into playing For All Kerbal Kind, because Beardy has done some updates to the mod pack, which I want to check out, and we're going to get, hopefully, crude EVA. We've got a new capsule, the Carina capsule. That music is very loud. Better get tea in the oven for her getting home, or you'll be in trouble. That is very true. I don't think I'm going to have time, unfortunately. However, I don't even know what we're going to have for dinner tonight. Could do, right. Get this. Could do the very, very, very widely memed and traditional UK staple food, beans on toast. How do you manage to play KSP RSS while working a full-time job and also having a social life? So social life I don't really have at the moment. That's something that I don't have right now. Full-time job, I mean, right now I am just doing it after I finish work. So, and the weekends. I work 8 hours a day, but I also work from home. So I literally finished work at 4:30 today, and I pressed a button. Over here, this button, this thing. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yep. And suddenly I was on my PC, which had Kerbal Space Program and the ability to stream. So that's how I do it. Social life, what's that? Exactly. I am actually going to a festival next month, though. I'm going to Download Festival in the UK. First time I've been to a festival and camped in about 10 years. So the last festival I ever camped at was Leeds Festival in 2013. And I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing Linkin Park. Looking forward to seeing... Who else is going to be there? All American Rejects. I really like them. Looking forward to seeing them because I've never seen them live. Electric Callboy. They're going to be fun. Who else is there? There's quite a few bands. Can't really think off the top of my head, but I am very, very excited. Right. How far up are we going to get with this? Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be very tight, but we might be able to do 180 kilometers. I think we go for it. I'm going to go for it. Gonna go for it. I think that'll be fine. How's the fever, by the way? Hopefully you are feeling better. Not too bad. I am feeling a lot better now. I am still on antibiotics. I've got like that many left to take. And hopefully once I go through all of them, I should be completely fine. I mean, I do feel a lot better, but of course, as I'm sure people know, you are supposed to finish your course of antibiotics. You cannot stop halfway through because we don't want to be generating super resistant bugs that don't get killed off by the antibiotics. For the traditional meal, I thought you were going to say curry. I mean, that is the other traditional UK meal. I do like a good curry. I've not had a curry for a while, actually. When I've been getting takeaway recently, I've been getting McDonald's. That's really bad. I don't know why I've just been getting McDonald's, but that is unfortunately what I've been having. Right, we're going to save the edits on this, on that. Yep, that should be good, and hopefully we'll be able to complete the next contract. Pie and chips. That is a pretty staple meal. I'm not a massive fan of pie, if I'm going to be honest. It has to be a really nice pie. When I went to university, I went to uni in a place called Hull. And I was there a long, long, long time ago. I'm nowhere near there now, so if you try and stalk me there, you won't see me. I will never go back to Hull for reasons that I won't get into on this stream. Yeah, there was a really nice pie shop called Pie. I think it's called Pie Squared, and I loved the pies from there. But it's just the fillings of that were really good. I'm not a massive fan of pastry. I'll eat it, but yeah, Pie Squared did it in a way that I absolutely loved. Right, let us warp this to complete. Once again, got flash banged. Thank you, game. We're going to duplicate another one of these because it's the sounding rocket grind, and we're just going to be duplicating things constantly. We're going to wait till rollout because it gives us an extra day and a bit of extra contract money, and then we'll go and we'll get altitude sounding rocket difficult, 170 reputation, an additional 36, 170 competence, an additional 36 reputation, and we can do that as long as it all goes according to plan. Let's accept that contract. Let's try and fly this. Let's launch. Let's go. But did Pie Squared do square pies? No, it didn't. Unfortunately, it was called Pie Squared because in Hull city centre there was Pie, the original pie shop. Then there was Pie Squared, which opened up on a street called Newland Avenue. Newland Avenue is where I lived. It was the sort of like university, it was the student hub of the city of Hull, and yeah, so I lived there for quite a few years. And Pie Squared, yeah, and that's why it's called Pie Squared. I think they may have opened up a Pie Cubed, but shortly after opening up Pie Cubed, the entire franchise basically fell apart because it wasn't doing very well, even though they did the best pies ever. Cool, right, let's give this a go. Fire that up, and we want to wait until 0 seconds, and there, fire that up, and go. Wonderful, we have successful Sean Connery separation of the stages. And we are going to be making our way up to space. That was probably the best, most successful attempt at hot staging I possibly could have done. I timed that to a T. Got 75 units. Yeah, there we go. I think we should be fine here. When am I doing crude flights? Crude flights aren't going to be for a long while yet, unfortunately. I want to try and maybe hit crude in before 1961. You know, 1961 being the in real life year that we managed to launch a crew to space. Yuri Gagarin. On, was it Rostock? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've read up on that as well. First time being able to catch one of these streams. Hello people. Hello Timmy. Hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Right? Did we burn all the way? We did burn all the way. What is our apogee? Oh my god, it's 182 kilometers. 182 kilometers. That's scary. That's scary. Are we gonna make it? I really need to make it. I think we will, though. Oh. That was a horrible sound. Oh, yeah, I think we're fine. What else do I know? What country's space program are you, if any? Well, we are the Kiwi Space Agency because we are launching from New Zealand. I personally, being British and from the UK, would say that we are some sort of UK space agency. Are we going to hit 100? Yeah, we will hit 180 kilometers. Wonderful. Let's aggressively time warp this then. We will succeed here. Yeah, I being from the UK, I probably am some sort of UK space agency, but yeah, we are launching from New Zealand, so that's who we are. It didn't actually orbit Earth, it landed west of its launch site. I didn't know that. Was it in like a stable orbit though? Did they deorbit? I need to read into that more. I don't even know how to play that. Ooh-wee-you. I do love the probe missions to outer solar system and the like. Personally, I think people focus too much on the overcomplicated crew missions, but I recognise crew moon missions carry a lot of excitement. I also do like some of the, you know, solar system, outer solar system stuff. And one thing that is really cool that I really did want to do, and someone made a suggestion on this for Kerbal Gets Real Redux before I decided to can the project, was sort of like Dragonfly, Titan-esque mission. If we get that far in the stream series, that's definitely something I want to do, sort of like more interesting missions over to Saturn. Oh, what's the new song about? That was it. I think I shared this on my Discord. I can't find the truth. It's a single thread of hay in a needle stack so sharp, hidden by the quiet dark. And this whole time I could barely stand my ground. My legs begin to wake and break, spirits torn and left in wake. I'll definitely need to bust out the guitar more often whilst I do my live streams. It's been a while. There are a couple of songs, a couple of YouTube videos where I am singing properly rather than just picking it up on the spot. I think I cover Starlight by Muse on the For All Kerbal Kind trailer that I did. There is also on the original Kerbal Gets Real, the memorial episode, I do one of my own songs on there. I can't sing that anymore, unfortunately. Remember, a probe to series I made on my earlier RP-1 saves, and the way series peeled itself out of the dark and approach were magical. I was really upset with Kerbal Gets Real Redux. I sent missions over to both Ceres and Vesta, and both of them failed due to the game being buggy, which was, yeah, pretty upsetting, because in the original Kerbal Gets Real, I'm pretty sure that we did land on both of those. We can't recover vessel. Oh, apparently we can't. Normal recovery. I don't know how we can recover nothing. Is it possible to get the sheets for that one? I think it was called Days and Nights. I never actually made any sheet music for that. It was literally just me playing around 4 chords in E minor. I don't really play piano. Like, I make things that sound somewhat acceptable just by playing by ear. So I don't actually know what the music was for that. I know it was just 4 chords in E minor, just playing around, like arpeggiating the notes of those a little bit, from what I recall. That was a long time ago. I think I wrote that, and that actual recording is probably now about 7-8 years old. Landing on Ceres and Vesta isn't that hard after getting to orbit, but getting to orbit is hard. Yes. So because they are quite far out, obviously not as far out, well, they're in the asteroid belt, but some way from Earth, it's not a huge amount of delta V to leave Earth to get to them. What does take the delta V, though, is actually capturing. That's the hard bit. That's the hard bit. I'll try a bit. Maybe I can even get something to work. I think, yeah, I think it might not even be E minor. I think it's transposed up a couple. Because I mostly write all my songs on guitar. So I think, yeah, what I would do for that song is definitely, I think it's capo on 2nd fret, and then play E minor. Sun comes rising up in the distant eastern skies. Familiar sight, we watch as it flies high. Glance around the room, let sleeping bodies lie. We'll waste away the day, a story of our lives. And I've seen this life through 1,000 different eyes. Something like that, I think. It's been so long since I've played that song. Okay, cool. That was a successful launch. I think the next thing that we're going to want to do is... When are we building that? Oh, we're building those bigger rockets a lot quicker now. That's really nice. That's only going to be 140 days. And we're only 4%. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I might actually start getting a few more engineers. But we'll see. What site are you launching from? I am currently launching from New Zealand. Holy hell, what happened, Carnassa? What happened? What? Still here. I don't have children, no. Thankfully. Well, not thankfully. I do want children at some point in my life, but... not at the moment. I need to... I'm getting closer to that target. I wanted to own my own house before even thinking about that. And probably get married. Completed one of those. I've completed both of those at separate times of my life. But not together. Right. So that's going to be... We're going to build another one of these, which I think we're probably 180... Yeah, we need to start really upping the technology. We're not going to get anything... I think the next one that we want to do will be this sounding rocket intermediate. We're going to launch... Yeah, we're going to launch something and not get any money for it. We're about halfway there. That's fine. We're going to... Oh, do I want to spend any money? Maybe. We'll warp. We'll warp for now and see what comes up next. Right, it is this SF5. That's fine. Whoa, flashbang. Just join the stream. Are you on the Tanegashima launch site? No, we're not launching from Japan. We are launching from New Zealand. Project Baby RP-1. Get your kid to play RP-1 at less than a week old. That would be insane. I am not sure if that would be able to happen. So I do have a couple of nephews. Both of my sisters have a couple of boys, and I absolutely love my nephews. They're only about 2 years old, and I love spending time with them. They are so fun to be around. They're probably fun to be around due to the fact that, you know, I don't have to look after them all the time. There is absolutely no way that they would be able to understand the concepts that is RP-1, is what I'm basically trying to say. I don't think that would work. They could certainly give it a try, though. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to come back into here. We're going to edit this, and we're going to add the biological payload back to this. Right, it's just so much messing around. I think if I change this just to SF5, it should be the one that we want. Nope, I accidentally overwrote that. Damn it. Let's try SF4. Don't save. Did I completely overwrite it? No. This is fine. It's fine. Let's get rid of that. Put that there like that. And we'll just get as much science out of this as possible. This is not the upgraded one, unfortunately, but we can make it the upgraded one pretty easily. We'll fill that with that. And I think after this launch, we should maybe unlock the next rocket engine tech node, which is going to really, really help. All right, we'll do that. We get about 2,500. That's fine. We'll whack this down here a little bit further. And there we go. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Yep, cool. I'm happy with that. Oh no, we've screwed that up. Wait, hang on. What have I... Is this... Oh, there we go. That's better. Oh, yeah, that's going to take another 30 days. Oh, I should have checked first. That's annoying. Yeah, adding on the camera is going to add loads of time. You got distracted. What did I say? I don't know. I say a lot of things. It could have been a multitude of things. You kind of an OG YouTuber. I would not consider that. I've only been doing YouTube for 6 years. RP-1 scares me. On one hand, I do really want to try it, but at the same time, I'm trying to be an actual engineer, and I don't know if I have the time for both. That is fair. What songs do I listen to? So, my favourite band of all time is... I don't know if you can see it. Shikari. That's who I'm wearing. I'm wearing their t-shirt right now. In the Kerbal Gets Real Redux series, all of my missions were named after Shikari songs, because I really, really, really like the band. But I listen to a mix of hardcore, I listen to a mix of pop punk, punk rock, I listen to drum and bass, not really into house, I don't mind a bit of UK grime, don't mind a bit of metal-y kind of stuff, I quite like pop as well, I like acoustic, I like folky music, Frank Turner from the UK, I really enjoy. Yeah, I've got a very eclectic music taste. I like all sorts of things. Right, SF4, that's now going to take forever, but that's still going to be built before the end of the year. That's cool. Let's roll that out. We're not even going to unlock a contract for that, but what we are going to do is we are going to duplicate that, because we're just going to keep launching these. Keep launching. Oh my god, I've got so much money. Ooh, what I want to do is I probably want to get another... I'm actually going to hire 10 engineers right now. We're going to get up to 60 engineers. Yep, I'm happy with this decision. And we're going to put them into the slightly bigger launch complex, and then we'll be able to churn those out really quickly. Hello again, Carnassa. Hello, Philosopherstein, if I said that right. Taylor Swift. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I don't really like Taylor Swift. She's one of the pop artists that I don't really get on. I live in the UK. Why am I getting a stream delay? Maybe it's me. I do have low latency. I don't have ultra low latency because it disables some of the YouTube settings if you go for ultra low. Is the camera trying to follow your face, or why is it wobbling around so much? It is trying to follow my face. I do have a camera that does follow me around. Using Surface on Smart ASS. How do I figure out what HD heading degrees I should use for my inclination? Trial and error. That's what I do. We get it, dog. You don't need to repost it twice. If you really want an answer, you could try asking one of the KSP Discord servers. What is the question? I named the CSM of Olympic and the LEM Lusitania, and I need names for my Apollo 27 equivalents. Oh, I don't really know. I'm very bad at naming. Lusitania is it's a ship that sunk, right? I don't really know much about that. I just know it's a ship that sunk. Ooh, fancy. Ooh, fancy indeed. Yeah, I do have a Discord. If you don't know about my Discord, there is a link in the description. If you want to ask me questions when I'm not trying to live stream, I tend to answer over there quite frequently. Yeah, we bought another 10 engineers. I did want that. I think I'm not going to regret that in the slightest. He says definitely regretting it. What we're going to do next is also maybe hire another 5 scientists. Yeah, we'll hire another 5 scientists, start getting some more research in, leaving us with 556 funds, and not gaining an awful lot. And we are going to launch SF4 again. Hopefully get a little bit more science so that we can pick up the next thing. Then what I think I might do is I might move my engineers over from this, because we're not really getting anything good at the moment. And we'll start building these a little bit quicker. I think we've only got like 10 engineers in there anyway, so it's not a huge amount. But once we unlock that basic or early rocketry, we'll start moving them back in. Lusitania is Portugal, actually. Olympic was the Titanic sister ship. Fair, fair. When I was a little baby, when I was very, very little, when I was like 4 or 5. I think the Titanic film by James Cameron had just come out, and I have ADHD, so I have focuses, I have hyperfocuses, and I get really fixated on something for a period of time. Right now, would you believe it? It is doing my YouTube channel. That's why I've been streaming every day, why I've got content out quite a lot. And it's also why sometimes I go on big, long breaks, because my brain loses focus, and no matter what I do, what I try and do, I can't quite get back into it. And it really sucks, and it sucks for you guys, and it sucks for me. And it sucks that I have type 1 diabetes with this as well, because I do not sometimes run into a situation where, you know, I don't look after myself quite properly. And yeah, having type 1 diabetes and ADHD at the same time, it's really, really frustrating. But anyway, going back, Titanic. I was so fixated on the Titanic when I was younger. I got so into it. I had like everything. I had Titanic models. I had Titanic this, that, books. I read everything I possibly could up on it. I went and saw the film. I went to Titanic exhibitions in the UK. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Do I think I'm better than Matt Lown? Not in stock. Absolutely not. In RSS, yes, 100%. I would beat Matt Lown in RSS. He was in the first live stream of this live stream series. He came along to the first one, said hello, and messaged me on Discord afterwards saying, asking if I looked alright, because my eyes were all funky. Anyway, let's give this a launch, and hopefully we get some more science. Auto, biological sample, yeah, let's turn everything on, and go. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, there we go. Turn that on. No! We finally had our first failure! God damn it. Well, we ain't getting any more science from this mission, boys. That's annoying. It was about time. It was about time that we had a failure. Do I have a job outside of YouTube? Yes, I do. I'm a software developer. Software engineer. Full stack software engineer. I won't say for who, though. Because that's giving away too much information. Do I pay the bills? Yes, I do. I do earn enough money from both YouTube and my job to pay the bills, to pay my mortgage. Yes. Mike Brady. I don't know who Mike Brady is. I do coding stuff. Yes, I do. What N0 launch is this? One that unfortunately, yes, we didn't get very far. We didn't get very high. That's annoying. That's the first failure of this stream series, though. I'm surprised it's taken us this long, because it could have gone. Yeah, we could have had failures a long time before that. Oh my god! I knew I shouldn't have injected before streaming. I do edit my videos myself, yes. Sorry, my blood sugars have dropped again. So, I use a program called DaVinci Resolve, which is free software, free editing software, and it is very, very, very powerful free editing software. It is great. Oh, that is a shame that we didn't get to launch that. It was a real shame. And that's going to take like 32 days to build. I'm going to keep my engineers in there, actually. I think that's the route that we want to go. If I have a look, we're almost at max percentage of that as well. Alright, let's start warping. 18 days to get the next tech. Cool. I think what we'll do is we'll launch this with the current tech that we've got, and then we'll go and look into upgrading our sounding rockets, because we should get better sounding rockets now. We can spend some of our hard-earned cash on getting better missions. Early science. Oh, do we go... I think we go basic solid rocket engines first, to be honest, rather than early science. I think I prefer that. We'll get some better solids. Early science is required for the capstone project, but I don't think we need that. Yeah, we'll go basic solid rocket engines. That's fine. I tried DaVinci Resolve after moving from CapCut, and it's so overly complicated. You need to go through like 500 hoops just to edit the position of an image on the screen to do a simple animation. I don't think you do. It's quite simple to move something around. Just set like points on the transform and just like wiggle it around. At least that's what I've done when I've done like minor animations. I don't really animate stuff that much though. In some of my videos I definitely have. Right, okay, cool. Let us warp until this is finished. And then I'm going to duplicate this once again. And we're going to go in and we're going to edit the engines. So at least we're starting to build it. Right, can we have a successful launch, please? Get some more science. Let's give it a go. You can see the wrinkles in my face. Yep, I'm 32. If I go like that. Look at my wrinkles. Oh, they're so beautiful. Clay. When am I going to start doing an ASMR channel? Like, hello. Welcome back to ASMR with Carnassa. Today we're going to be launching the Shitfuck 4 to space. I have no idea how that sounds. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better than the last one that we were doing. ASMR RP-1. Okay, let's give this a go in 3, 2, 1. Wait for that 0 seconds. Looks like this time we've had a successful launch. Carnass ASMR, yes indeed. ASMR is too fast paced for RP-1. Sounds like you're doing snooker commentary. I quite like watching snooker. I won't go out of my way to watch it, and I don't really know the rules, as per se. I know that some balls are worth more than others. I know that fuel is stored in some balls. But I do like it, and I will watch it when it's on. It's the same with football, really. I'm not really into sports in general. If something is on TV, and like say I go down to the pub, and I'm with my mates, and there's football on, I will watch it, and I will watch it religiously, like when it's on, but I won't go out of my way to watch sports. Need a dummy head mic. What's a dummy head mic? I've not heard of one of those. When will you launch Kerbals? Maybe? That was supposed to be a reference to Elijah Wood. When will we launch Kerbals? When will we launch Kerbals? Not for a while. So, unfortunately, with realistic progression, it's going to be quite some time before we do... Oh my god, I just got rid of KSP. It's going to be quite some time before we launch any Kerbals. SF4, let's go auto, make sure that we are doing everything. We're getting all of that biological science that we possibly could. Let's time warp. I don't know how high this has gone. About 208 kilometers. That's a pretty good version of this rocket. Do you wear Vigs? When will you wear Vigs? Have you worn Vigs? Honestly, I love that clip. I keep seeing it come up on Instagram for some reason recently. Maybe it's because I keep sharing it with my girlfriend every time I see it. I'm like, hey look! It's Dominic Monaghan doing the Vigs video again. I remember when I was young, watching Lost, and seeing Dominic Monaghan in that, and I was like, oh my god, it's Merry from Lord of the Rings. And actually, talking to Merry from Lord of the Rings, right, I got a cat 6 years ago. One cat. And he's called Pippin. And he's called Pippin because I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm not sure if you probably can't see it on stream, but I have a tattoo on my arm. It is the Tree of Gondor. And I've had that since I was 18, so it's really old. because I honestly, I like Lord of the Rings that much. It was my favourite thing growing up. I remember reading all of the books before the films came out because I was that excited to see it. I saw the trailer of the first film and I was like 6 years old, and I was like, I need to read that book. So I read all of the Lord of the Rings books when I was about 6 years old. And apparently my mum tells me the story where I went to school and I wanted to talk to, like, you know, all of the people in my class about it, but because I was 6, they were all reading Mr. Men and Little Miss, and I was there reading, you know, Tolkien, which was, it's always quite a funny story. Oh no! Oh, we lost the nose cone, but we didn't lose anything else. Oh, that would have been worrying. But yeah. Where was I going with that? Oh, I can't even remember where I was going with that. Yeah, Lord of the Rings is good. I can't remember what I was doing because I was too preoccupied, right? I had flashbacks to the last launch that we did, and I was like, oh no, I started getting off on a tangent, and I'm going to forget that we need to activate the parachute. No, I do not. I can't help but rewatch it every time, that is fair. What's the most important stuff to research? Is it engines, or would you recommend any line that should always be up to date, if not ahead? Ooh, you kind of want to keep everything in tandem, really. You don't want to be, like, blasting ahead with engines and forgetting your electronics research. Definitely not. Because avionics, like, lighter avionics is huge. Better solar panels, massive. Like, I would actually say, probably, like, better engines are great, but actually, no. I reckon the whole bottom half of the tech tree, at least in RP-1, is where you really want to be going along. Josh Widdicombe looks like a hobbit. He does a little bit. That's very fair. Poor Josh Widdicombe. I've seen a lot of videos of him, actually, recently, pop up. It's when he's on Taskmaster, and... oh, what's his name? The head teacher from Inbetweeners, Greg Davies. Greg Davies, yeah. It's Greg Davies, isn't it? Fairly sure it is. Anyway, the task where he makes him count all the beans, all the amount of beans in a single can of baked beans, and then he makes him count all of the hula hoops in a can of hula hoops, and then all of the amount of grains of rice in a bag of grains of in a bag of rice. And it wasn't even for Taskmaster, he just did it for shits and giggles, and it was so fucking funny. Bottom half equals lighter payload, and the rocket equation makes that pay out massively. That is true. That is true. That basically was my thought when I was talking about that, because, yeah, the lighter that you have your payload, like, it compounds as you go further and further down. You get more and more and more out of your rockets, which means that, yeah, that bottom half of the tech tree is actually really, really critically important. On Apollo 27, I've launched a rover, then landed an LEM-style moon house, then a standard revamped Apollo mission on Launch C. Nice. Nice. Is your username really just car plus NASA, or did more thought go into it? Always wondered. So, when I came up with my username, it was nothing to do with cars or NASA. It was neither. It was, when I was younger, I played World of Warcraft. And my account for everything was just Carnass. And it was since I played RuneScape in, like, 2005. Carnass was my name. I thought it sounded all fancy, all like World of Warcrafty, or look at me, I'm RPG, and like, oh yeah, check it out, I think it sounds cool. And then I got around to World of Warcraft, and I created a character called Carnass, and I was like, huh, you can create up to 10 characters, or whatever it was at the time. Awesome. Me being super inventive with names, I was like, oh, I can't think of another name. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'll just use Carnass, but I'll put an A on the end. There we go. That's it. Ah, sorted. Carnass Lord, dumped, unlocked. So yeah, basically I took Carnass and I added an A on the end of it, and that became Carnassa, which was my character in World of Warcraft, my most played character, which I absolutely loved. And the name just stuck with me. And then I had like Carnass B and Carnasb and Carnask C. But yeah, that's where my name comes from. It's nothing to do with cars or NASA, which is quite funny considering, you know, I mostly stream and mostly do KSP, which is a space-related thing, so you would expect that. And absolutely, I get why people think that, but no, nothing related to it at all. Anyway, that was a very successful launch. We have now got 16 science. That's definitely enough to go in, and I think we are going to go for material science. in this instance, even though I was literally just saying unlocking all of this stuff is really, really, really great for getting lighter payloads. I'm going to need to go get more dextrose tablets at some point soon. Big fan. How did you get the other launch sites installed? Because I downloaded it. I'm still stuck on the KSC, which is currently a bit north of the Cape. That's interesting. I didn't download any more additional mods for this run through. To add additional launch sites. So I don't know why you wouldn't have them. I don't know why I've got them, to be honest. It's just, yeah, they were there. It was quite nice. PSA, put little tiny wheels on the wingtips of your X-plane so that when the landing goes wrong, it doesn't destroy the whole plane. That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I'm somewhat okay at landing X-planes now, but I do like that idea. Should be able to switch in the tracking station. Yes. I mean, that's what you got to do at the start. You need to use KerbalKonstructs menu for additional launch sites. I don't think you do if you want to go to a different launch site. I think. Do you use any add-ons on RP-1 like full thrust, or is it just pure RP-1? I'm just using pure RP-1 at the moment. Apparently RP-1 full thrust makes the game broken. It completely ruins the balance, so I've been told. And it's a bit... I've heard not great things about the mod, if I'm going to be honest, so I have tried to avoid it. I've avoided it like the plague. I'm sure it's good for some people, but yeah, no, I've heard not very good things, and I have heard that it is super imbalanced, so I'm not going for full thrust for this run. Any tips for starting RP-1 in general? Absolutely not. Not really. Some of my videos probably go into that a little bit more. If I need to create another like 10 things I wish I knew when started playing RP-1 video again, because that would be quite good. A lot of people are coming to RP-1 recently with all of the new hype in spaceflight with Artemis happening, so it'd be a good time to do something like that again. But how good do you have to be at stock? You don't have to be good at in stock at all. I think some people have actually jumped straight into RP-1, and I mentioned earlier on in the stream anyway, when I first started doing RP-1, I think I'd maybe flown to Juno, and that's about it. I'm pretty sure, I don't know who it is, it might be Katniss. There is someone I know that I've spoken to quite a bit that literally just went straight into KSP, RSS, RO, RP-1, didn't even play stock. They got KSP for the pure reason to play RSS, RO, RP-1. It might have been Katniss. I think it was. I don't know. No, because Katniss definitely has played stock, because he was talking about his stock recreation. I don't know who it was, but yeah. I have heard stories of people just going straight into it. Right, anyway, we had a successful launch there. What I want to do now is edit this. Because we've unlocked better engines, and better engines means that we should be able to get higher. 6:30 already? Better go put my tea in the oven. It is 6:30, so that means I'm going to be streaming for maybe about another half an hour. We might be able to get some stuff done then. We have, I think we've reached the next year. Have we reached the next year? Oh, we're on my birthday. 27th of December, 1952. Yes, I am ancient. Unk status confirmed. But no, 27th of December is my birthday. We are close to the next year. Makes it fun at Christmas time because, you know, I always grew up never having, it was always like, oh yeah, no, you can have a joint birthday and Christmas present. Which I think I probably did do somewhat well out of that. Right, let's upgrade this to the newer version. We're going to remove all of these tanks and we're going to fill them back up with the U-1200, and hopefully this gives us more Delta V, because everyone loves more Delta V. Burn time is 1 minute. I think if we maybe overburn by like 5 seconds, gives us 2,505 meters per second of Delta V there. That gives us 2,679. That's quite a bit of an improvement. I think that's an extra 200 meters per second. I think what I'll do is I'll simulate this. give it a go, see how this does. And then what we can also do is start looking at making the 3,000 kilometers downrange mission. And that's definitely something that we are going to be wanting to do quite soon. Because once we do that, we'll then do the 5,000 kilometers downrange, and then we're going to start getting orbital contracts, which is going to really help with a lot of things. Right, 0 seconds, and go. Oh, shit. Oops. This is why I don't like pressing space. Because stuff like this happens. Right, let's try that again. We're only in a simulation, so reverts are fine in simulations. Oh, you're talking about the new, yeah, the real fuels and the new engine configs. Oh, they look so good. Honestly, like, they have absolutely cooked with the new UI. It looks so good. I have a name for the CSM. I've named it Constitution. Best not go breaking it. I don't know what happens if you break the Constitution. Right, 0. Interesting. Was my staging not set up correctly? Because I only tapped space once then. I didn't hot stage. Maybe my staging wasn't set up correctly. That possibly could have been a thing. We'll need to check that. Yeah, I want to see how high that we can get with this rocket. Nicolas Cage will steal it. I used to really like that film. I thought it was a very fun film. My dad loved that film. And it was a pretty good film. Very good film. I think they made a second one as well, which I'm fairly sure I did also watch. And I don't think it was anywhere near as good. You could say it was not quite a national treasure. I'm going to leave now. Maybe the engine burned the decoupler off. That could have been it. It's a very, very, very small decoupler. I'm wondering how high up we get with this, and how much science do we actually have left to get with the biological sample. We've only got 2 minutes to get in flying high. We get up to 235 kilometers with this. I bet that will probably be almost enough to complete the flying high. And it might be enough to get a lot of space low as well. Which would be fantastic. We get a lot of science from this. So I think maybe we launch one just like this without really paying attention to the payloads. Then we get rid of this biological sample. Oh, I don't like how the horizon's looking there. It's looking a bit weird. Yeah, we've got 10 minutes of this to get. How much do we get per... we get maybe like a good solid, like 4-5 minutes. Yeah, I reckon we need to launch maybe a couple more of these. We get quite a bit of science. And yeah, then we just start launching the sounding payload to complete those contracts. I think if I go to vehicle assembly, yeah, we'll launch one like this, and then we'll start looking at the sounding payload ones. 5,000 kilometers downrange rocket is about to launch. Wish me luck. Good luck. I need to design something for that, and I've never tried designing something for that before, so I don't even know sort of what we're supposed to, how you're supposed to like design around that. I don't know sort of the sort of like parameters, like how much delta V you need, anything like that. It's yeah, something that I have never actually tried doing, so that's why I'm doing it this series, because I want to do it. I've not done it. It's definitely something that I need to try out. Did I actually do this tank? Yeah, I think I must have done. Right, HP aluminium fuselage, high pressure aluminium fuselage. We've got the U21 thingy. If I save the edits, oh no, I need to modify the launch complex. That's annoying. This is going to be the SF6. Save that. Save that, save that, save that. And where can I modify? Oh, do I have to... Oh, that's so annoying. I have to come out, come back in, modify the launch complex. That's annoying. I've got to get going. Have fun. Thank you for coming along, Group Master 47. Have fun yourself. Does my camera track my face? Yes, it does. It does. Because I bought an expensive camera the other day because I thought it would be fun. Right. Now I've got to go back into the vehicle assembly building and redesign that thing. Yeah, you can bypass the 5,000 kilometer downrange contract, but only if you don't take that program, which is how I did it in Kerbal Gets Real Redux. I took the other program and X-Planes. This time round I've gone for both though, because I've never done the 5,000 kilometers downrange contract in PNLC, because I've always decided to opt out for the other one. Right, so what I want to do is modify this. Modify, it's going to take 2 days. Yep, that sounds about right. Cool, they've been unassigned. Wonderful, lovely, 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 lovely. I probably should have had a look at the height of that as well. And then what we're also going to do is come and have a look at 3,000 kilometers downrange attempt number 1, which is basically the exact same thing, just stuck on top. Actually, what engine is that? Is that the UR? It's the U1700. Let's go in and get the number 6. Remove this stage. This one here. And we're gonna not save that. I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab 3,000 kilometer downrange attempt, merge this, take this, put that on there. Looks ridiculous, but it'll do. 12 to 16 tons. This is almost 18 tons, but that's fine. Get rid of that. And then this is going to be 3,000 kilometers. DR attempt 2. I think this should be fine. We're going to need to spend a lot of money in order to do this, which is a bit annoying. Legally safe bumper whack. Basically, yes. The 50 sounding payload makes it slightly harder. You have to take 50 sounding payload for the 5,000 kilometers downrange contract. Ooh, that's annoying. Ooh, I'm carnassering. Ooh. Is that what I do? Very well could be what I do. I don't know. It's annoying, but not as bad as people make it out to be honest. I will have to try it. NAA 75 into U2000. Very nice. NAA 75. I don't think... Oh, I can buy that. I could buy that. Do I have it unlocked, like, right now? I could. That's 40,000. It's the Redstone rocket, right? Yeah, it is. I want to use Russian engines, but if that means that we can literally do 5,000 kilometers downrange, I might have a look at that. Hey Karnasa, love the streams and to see our work so well represented. Hello! Are you Pap as in Pap from RP-1? To see our work so well represented, that would imply that you are. And if so, thank you for making the mod pack. Because, yeah, great. We are joined by literal development royalty. But yeah, no, honestly, like you make this so that I can do stuff like this, and it is amazing. So thank you very much. I have the name for the LEM, possibly Constellation. I like Constellation as a name. Constellation is always a good name. Okay, so I've just seen that you've got the member badge next to you, but I don't have the member notification. I should have subscriber notifications. I don't know why that's not come up. That's weird. Streamlabs, are you being drunk? I can see it next to you on the name. That's bizarre. Right. Anyway, this is going to. Why is that all broken? Ah, because we do not have this set correctly. And actually, rather than doing this, what I want to do is take that off. take that off because we don't need to recover our 3,000 kilometer downrange rocket. That is something that we do not require. We want to just do this. Whew, that's given us a lot of delta V. 6,228. That's about 228 more than we are actually going to need. Do we need to modify this? Integration time, 513 days. Oh, it's because it needs tooling. 96 days. Yeah, that's much, much, much better. Streamlabs had a few IPAs. Yes, it's a little bit drunk and it needs to go home. RD200 worked for a second stage on your 3,000 kilometer downrange. RD200. What's the RD200? Is it this one? I don't think I've ever used this engine. It's pretty bad. 210 to 234. What is the RD100? 203 to 237. Also pretty bad. To be fair. I might have to have a little play around with the RD200 when we get to the 5,000 kilometer downrange contract. Right, anyway, I think this should be absolutely fine. We don't need any wings down there. We don't really need any control on this. I do need to make sure that that is going to control us all the way. 17.936 tons. That's a little bit tight. I'm going to put that up to 18.5. We are going to want to modify this as well. And that's going to be a big, big, big modify. Oh no, our commonality is only 19%. That's not good. If I go for like 18 meters, it gets us 22%, and I go for like 18 tons, that's 30. Oh, we're going to lose all of our efficiency. That's annoying. That's quite annoying. I'm not going to do this now because I've got one more rocket that I want to launch anyway. But I am going to save this. And then I will modify this. How long is that going to take as well? 23 days. That's not a bad amount of time. But yeah, I definitely have messed up a little bit there designing this. Oh well, this isn't going to be a speed run by any means. We're just gonna try and this is chill. I've said it quite a few times over the past 3 streams. This is meant to be more of just a casual playthrough that I can interact with the audience a little bit more, which is why I'm trying to interact. I'm trying to read all of the chat whilst I stream. It's quite difficult. Don't think it's the RD200. That's ground ignition only. Ground ignition only. What was it? The Scud engine? Because I know that's quite an early Russian one that you unlock. Am I the audience? You are part of the audience. You are the entire audience. If you want to be. Maybe. Yeah, I think if I save this, we won't launch that now. We will get that contract done though. And then I think we'll build more rockets like this later on down the line. We will just use the RD101 rather than the RD100. And we'll be able to launch those cameras really, really far. And it would be amazing. And we're going to get that complexity, the efficiency up quite quickly. But it is a bit of a shame that... SSLRC... Oh yeah, we need to finish that. It's a little bit of a shame that, yeah, it's going to really nuke my why can't I think of words right now? Why is talking so difficult? It's going to really nuke my efficiency. Anyway, I'm sure I was saying something else. Right, let's go for SF6. This is going to hopefully get us all of the science that we could possibly ever want. We'll tool that. Yep, we'll tool that. Purchase all toolings. Lovely, 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 jubbly. That's only going to take 6 days. No, it's not. It's going to take 33 days. I'd be like, wow, damn. What about at current? Oh, nice. If we did it at max, we'd be getting those out in 19 days. That's insane. That's really quick. Right, I want to launch one of these. I've got to unlock it. 2,500. And then the next thing that I also want to launch is I want to get rid of the biological payload. And I just want to turn this into pure sounding rocket that we're not going to recover. We're going to try and get as much sounding payload up to a certain point as we possibly can. And I think in order to do that, in fact, what we'll do is we'll come in here. Don't save. We'll grab SF4, I think, had... No. SF5, maybe? One of them had... Yeah, here we go. The little silver part in the middle that was sounding payload. Take that, put that there. Put that there. That's now 1 minute and 6 seconds of burn. 2,581. Ooh, are we still overburning this by like 2? Yeah, 6 seconds. It's not going to get us very high, is it? I think if we put 115 in here. Yeah, 2,500. Oh, we can see how high that gets us. I think that should get us a decent amount. And this is just payload. I'm sure that'll be able to complete us the next contract anyway. Right, save. Yes. Save, and we'll launch that. And there we go. We should have 2 now that we are going to be building up. 6 and just payload. Cool. And we'll get those done quite early on in 1953. Save that. Leave. Is this real solar system? This is real solar system. Solar system. This is indeed real solar system. We are playing from New Zealand. We are launching from New Zealand in this series purely because I spun the globe and we ended up in Antarctica. And yeah, New Zealand was the closest launch site that we could pick from there. Okay, that's going to be done at the end of January 1953. So we are in a new year. That would basically be the new episode of Kerbal Gets Real. I don't think we're going to beat our time in Kerbal Gets Real, if I'm going to be honest, because we are going quite slowly. we could be doing things a lot quicker. Right, S4 rollout. Cool. Let's roll that out to the pad. Does Lunar Transfer Planner work from different launch sites? Yes, it does. Is this the restart? This is basically the restart, yeah. This is the 3rd stream that I've done now. I started the first stream on Saturday. I've been streaming every day. I did a 4-hour stream on Saturday, 2-hour stream yesterday, 2-hour stream today, or it will be about a 2-hour stream. We're going to go slightly over, actually, today, because I started slightly earlier. Maybe a 2-hour stream tomorrow, although tomorrow might be a bit different because I've got to do something for work tomorrow, which means I might not get it in, but it'll be at the same time, 4:30 p.m. British summer time, and I'll keep going all this week. I want to stream every day this week because it's something that I don't think I've ever done before, and it would be nice to get a bit of a schedule in. After this week, I will keep trying to do maybe a stream every single week, but I do want to also make videos, and videos are my number 1 priority. I much prefer prioritizing making videos over streaming, even though streaming, it's like you can just get something out and just do it. Obviously editing videos and doing all of that takes a lot longer, but I like the video making process, and I think it gives something a little bit better at the end of the day. Staging on the payload only rocket is wrong. Second engine and decoupler fire at the same time. Ah, okay. Yeah, I will change that. I will change that and make sure that we don't do something wrong, because that could be really annoying. Right, let's get all of these turned on. And we are going to fire this up. That is absolutely fine. Everything is looking good. There we go. We want to go for 0 seconds. There we go. And launch. Cool. And now we wait. And whilst we wait for this is the perfect time to have a look at the chat. I would play RSS, but I already have a landing site on the Mun that I want to leave in pristine condition. I mean, if you want to leave it in pristine condition, then switch to RSS, and you can just leave it in pristine condition. You don't have to go and land anything on there. If you don't want to land anything on there, because it's on the MUN, those two are mutually exclusive. That doesn't seem... That seems a bit broken to me. Flawed logic. New beach closer in Starbase just dropped. Looks like SpaceX are going to try a wet dress rehearsal on Tuesday. Launch of Starship on Wednesday could be in the books. It'd be interesting if I was streaming on Wednesday and the next flight of Starship were to happen. That'd be pretty cool. Karnasa, how much RAM would you recommend for running game mods, etc.? I run around 140 with 16GB. KSP is basically CPU and RAM run correct. 1660 Super and RTX 3070 seems to be equal with performance. So, I have quite a decent PC. I would recommend at least 32GB of RAM for KSP. I have 64 because I play with a lot of mods. CPU is also quite important. I have a i9-1900, i9-13900. Yeah, just a 13900. And I've got a 5080. You do need a somewhat decent GPU if you want to have, you know, like all of the pretty volumetric clouds. That is definitely something that you do kind of want. Right. We can just actually launch this and it will activate the parachute. I need to tick that don't show again because that's getting really annoying every time that comes up. Kanasa, would you do it if I was carring your NASA? Oh my god, I can't believe you would say such a thing on a live stream of all places. Get that filthy talk out of here. What does that even mean? You built an aircraft yet? No, we've not built any aircrafts in this series because at the start I did ask if people wanted to see me do the X-Planes program, and the general consensus was no. We did the X-Planes program on Kerbal Gets Real Redux, so it is something that I've definitely done before, but we are not doing that over the course of this live stream series. But what we are going to do is, yeah, something new that I've never done, which is the 3,000, 5,000 kilometer downrange contracts. That's something I've not done in PNLC. I've obviously done the 3,000 kilometer downrange contract in old RP-1 because I have several, well, at least I have 2 tutorials on how to do that. Tutorials which I probably should have gone and looked at before attempting to do it myself because it's been such a long time since I've done that. Gotcha. Thanks, brother. Starship would launch at 22:30 UTC at the earliest, or 23:30 British Summer Time, so you wouldn't be streaming right now. No, I wouldn't. That is on Wednesday. I mean, I wouldn't be doing anything else, but that would probably be about when I'm going to bed, because I start work at 8 AM British Summer Time, so I definitely want to get in a decent amount of sleep. I might stay up to watch it myself, but I will be in no way, shape, or form in a position where I could stream at that time, unfortunately. Yeah, I would want to watch it. I do like watching the Starship launches. It is always fun. Wait, are there any penalties for being behind in your space program, like the year? No, there's no penalties whatsoever. It's just kind of bragging rights. Yeah, I could literally... I suppose, actually, in programs and launch complexes, you do eventually start running out of money, because the way that funding works in this, you will... Yeah, you'll stop getting money into your account. But there's no real other negative other than that. But yeah, mostly bragging rights. Good news, there are new spaceplane programs in development. Ooh, that is very cool. That is very good news. New spaceplanes would be very, very good. It means that me, was carring, the active verb of carring, your Carnassus NASA American organization. Interesting. I never considered that. Have you tried not? Maybe. Skylon would be kind of cool. Skylon would be kind of cool. I don't know how much of the science we got from this. I'm hoping we've got most of it now. But I don't know. Fine, I won't. No, you can if you want. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. We've got... Yeah, I think we've got, like, the vast majority of it. I think maybe we want to launch one more, but I don't think really that's going to be all that necessary. Should we start going for orbital rocketry, or do we get the next big one? We need this. I think we go for the big one. Yeah. Not doing X-planes as well is really hurting me for science, because you get a lot of science from doing X-planes. But we still got a lot of the film camera stuff to do, so I think we should be in a good position. I think we're okay. Right. What is our next thing? Slightly bigger rocket launch complex in 10 hours. Okay, cool. We're going to do that. We're going to launch this, and we're not going to forget to unstage the parachute this time, like an absolute muppet that I was. It's only 14 days now to roll those out as well, which is really nice. But we are going to lose this 27% efficiency when we upgrade, which is going to be really upsetting. But yeah, we'll warp to complete this, and then we'll launch this on the 16th of February 1953. Oh my god, that was flashy. Let's wait until sunrise. Electronics, you have the engines you need for downrange. That is fair. That is fair. Hashtag no planes. I know, I like doing planes, and I I picked up electronics. Yeah, it's definitely the right decision. I do like doing planes, and I've got all of my planes from Kerbal Gets Real Redux on here, including the one that I really, really, really like. There is one plane in particular, and it was honestly my favourite plane that I ever made, and I think it was this one. Oh no, Mark 1 cockpit. I loved this plane so much. This was so fun to fly. And this was basically my hypersonic plane that completed the hypersonic contract. And I like put little decals all over it, like ejection seat. And I think, oh no, there's no engine intake on this because it's a rocket engine, so there is no warning intake. But it had air brakes. Like you could toggle the petals, so it toggled up. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. Such a cool little design. I never really got to show this off in a stream. And I mean, I think the craft file is on my Patreon, so people could have like inspected the inside. But look at that. It's so nice. I absolutely love what I did with this. One of my favorite like planes I've ever built ever. Really, really cool. We have an F-35 at home. But yeah. Very, very, very cool design. I was very, very, very pleased with this design. But yeah, I got quite a few planes in here from Kerbal Gets Real Redux. This, I believe, was my stratospheric plane. Yep. Spent a long time working on the wings. There is a lot of wing parts here to make it look good. This has got, yeah, danger intake. I did really enjoy making jet planes for that series. But yeah, those two were very fun. The film camera stuff meaning Corona satellites? You really do like Corona satellites, don't you? Kanasa, what do you think about the new NASA Space Nuclear Electric Ship thing? So someone sent me a concept of it. It's 3 ion engines, right? Powered by some sort of nuclear generator. I've not looked into it too much. So one of the mods on my Discord actually sent me it originally, and I think it was Scott Manley did a video on it either yesterday or today. When I was setting up the stream, I saw it, and yeah, it was the first on YouTube that I'd seen about it. And the mod on my Discord, Nuke guy, who actually sent it to me, was like, oh, you should definitely do a video on this before anyone else does, because it's really cool. And no one's going to do anything like this in KSP. And then obviously Scott comes along and does it. Not that he did it in KSP. I think he talked more about the science behind it. But I think doing it in KSP as well, because it is 3 ion engines, in order to do anything with that, I definitely need some sort of like better time warp mod or some sort of burn during warp, because ion engines, they just ain't fun. That's not going to be okay to fly with one of those. There are very much military spacecraft in RP-1, maybe an optional mod of some kind. Where are we? Oh, yeah. Scott Manley video was 2 days ago. Fair. Planes are bad because they take so long to design, but if you already have blueprints, you might as well do the contract. That is fair, and that is one reason why I was sort of considering maybe doing X-Planes in this stream series. But yeah, no, the general consensus was no, let's not do X-planes. Let's just do the 2 different rocket ones. Right, that is fine. This has been slightly upgraded, I think. Oh, my heart sunk for a minute then. I thought that the engine had just failed, but I realised I hadn't set the throttle. Right. I didn't pick up the contract. Oh my god. I'm so stupid. I forgot to pick up the contract before flying this. I saw the time. Right, so it's 7:05 my time, and I was like, I need to fly this now, because otherwise I'm not going to have enough time to fly this before the end of the stream. And I was like, right, let's roll it out, let's get it done. And I didn't pick up the contract. This might be a case of being able to cheat complete this, though, because I know that we are definitely going to make the contract parameters, because we did last time. The parachute just didn't open when we descended, so I feel like once again this may be a case of being able to cheat complete this. That is annoying though. It would have been nicer had I actually picked up the contract. Revert. Nah, I'll just pick up the contract and complete it. That is that was a real dumb moment though, because we definitely will make it as long as we hit 100 kilometers, which I'm fairly sure. Yeah, we hit like 200 kilometers there, and there we go. Let's set that off into space, and we're running everything, and let's fast forward this, and I'm gonna don't show again because I don't want to see that anymore. Accept and force complete after if you do the parameters. Yeah, that's basically what we will do. I'm pretty sure we will, because this was overbuilt, not overbuilt, but it was better built than the last time that we did this mission, and the last time we did this mission we did achieve those parameters. It's just I forgot to stage the parachute and we went crashing into the water, and there was also the first like minuscule microsecond where we didn't have avionics because for some reason it was heavier than when it was before, which was odd. But what I want to have a look at is the flight info. Or is it flight recorder? Flight recorder. So we need 200 kilometers downrange, which yep, there we go. We are almost past it now. 200 kilometers downrange, perfect. So we have done that. We've gone above the 100 kilometers. We have the the film camera on here, so everything has succeeded. We had avionics at the beginning. Contract, parameters fulfilled. I just was a big dumb and forgot to pick it up. Because I am big dumb. Oopsie daisy. It was our fault, bro. Acceptable failure. Revert to VAB and it will take you back to before launching in KCT, so it will work properly. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that that would do that. That's really interesting. I've never actually messed around with reverting to VAB in KCT. That's good to know. That's really, really good to know. I will just force complete it, but if I ever do something similar again, then we will do that. Found that out a few days ago. Fair enough. Thanks for letting me know, though, because that is actually really useful information. Oh my god, explosions. Oh, my heart, my soul. We try RSS Origin. Because I play with Principia, RSS Origin, probably not a good idea. Considering it, if that's the one that I think it is, it's the mod pack that adds like a load of new celestial bodies to RSS, right? It adds like loads of asteroids and dwarf planets and all of that kind of stuff. I think that's what it is. But probably doesn't play nicely with Principia. Another deluge test at Starbase. SpaceX are popping off. I need to check up and see how Starship Progress is doing. I've not had a look at that for a while. I think Truthful is making SR1 video in KSRSS. I might have seen Truthful come up a few times recently. I think they've been popping up a bit. They've done a few cinematics, from what I know. I'm fairly sure it's Truthful. There's someone I saw. Yeah, I do try and keep tabs on people who are doing well. I think Bogue, Kerbal Physics, both doing really well. The Void, all three of them, absolutely killing it with KSP content at the moment. Yeah, RSS Origin is the FPS obliterator. I have NSF Starbase Life pulled up because, like I said, Artemis re-triggered my space autism. That's fair. NASA Space Flight. That's what NSF stands for. Yes. I used to watch NASA Space Flight when they did. It was a mix between them and Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, whenever I would watch sort of old launches. Oh, this is so depressingly slow getting down to the surface. Imagine if you visit the Scott Manley asteroid and it looked like Scott Manley. Wasn't that one of the first, if not first mods for Kitten Space Agency, as someone modded in the moon to be Scott Moonley? I'm pretty sure it was. Kerbals are definitely in Kitten Space Agency already, or so I've been told. I've not had a look. Right, we were able to recover something. Space Base Fox is also up-and-coming YouTuber. I think that might have been who I saw. They did a plane video. They were the one that did mostly shorts and then did a plane video, I think. I think it was them. Yeah, I do try and keep tabs on people because you know you gotta try and at least follow what the audience are looking for. What's my favourite space agency? I don't know. NASA, they've done some pretty cool stuff. I've been to NASA. ESA have done some pretty cool stuff as well. I don't know if I've got a favourite in particular. I don't know. Let's go for the cheap option and say my own space agency, the Earth Aeronautics and Space Administration from Kerbal Gets Real Redux. Even though it didn't do anywhere near as well as the NASA Space Agency did in the original Kerbal Gets Real. But the whole point of this stream series is hopefully we get to like that sort of area. More to where Kerbal Gets Real went. Right, so we want to pick this up. First, low space film return. There we go. We've picked it up. Oh my god. Oh my god, we've got in the cheat menu. Where is it? Contracts. Active. We want first low space film return. Oh, hacks, hacks, cheats, game breaking. Oh my god, I can't believe he's done it. Who's doing a multiplayer server now? Amazing space planes. I think I watched his didn't watch it all. I watched like half of his video where he talks about making space planes, and I liked the dart animation that he did. It was pretty good. I saw Veos commented on that video as well. And yeah, no, very, very cool content. Problem with me is I don't tend to watch tutorial content because I tend to know what I'm doing for the most part. India working on a shoestring budget is the most impressive to me. India have done a lot with their space agency. When they the first space agency to land on the lunar South Pole successfully? Or am I getting that wrong? Or is it Farside? No, I think Farside Moon was China, maybe? I can't remember, but it was, yeah, one of those two. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to come into the vehicle assembly building, and I'm going to hate myself for this because we are going to upgrade. We're going to modify that launch pad, and we're going to lose all of our efficiency, which is going to be absolutely disgusting. I don't like this at all. At all. We'll tool it, actually. How much is this going to cost us? Ooh, disgusting. Oh, I don't like that. And we are going to modify this. Starting efficiency 15%. No, that's so disgusting. I don't like it. I don't want it 188. 18. Oh, 16.7. Let's get this down to like 18. 17.4. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. I don't like it. It's broken me. It's gonna be so bad. We've lost like 10% efficiency. Oh, that's annoying. But there we go. We're gonna have to do it to do our 3,000 kilometer downrange. I just saw your mod list on this live, and it's long. It's not actually that long. So the vast majority of the mods for this stream are just KSP RP-1 that you can get from the RSS RO RP-1 Express install, which doesn't actually, it's not that difficult to install or download anymore. But I think now that I've just shot myself in the foot and built myself a very expensive modification to that launch complex, I think that's where we're going to end the stream for tonight, because it is 7:15, and any minute now my lovely girlfriend will be getting home, and we need to eat, and we need to go probably watch some TV. I don't know what we're going to watch tonight. Been watching a lot of the Marvel stuff recently. She's never watched any of the Marvel films or TV series, so we are watching through those currently. And I think we are up to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the TV series. That's the next thing that we got to watch. I've been watching The Boys. It's been going all right. Season 5 is, considering there's only one episode left, it'd be interesting to see how they end that. But yeah, I think that'll be it for me for tonight. Change around some scenes. We get up the intermission screen. But thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for the donations. We didn't quite hit that chat goal. Maybe next time I will extend the chat goal for a little bit longer, and we'll maybe not do as many. Try and see if we can get to that, because as I mentioned, I'm a capitalist and I love money. So if I can gamify a way of getting money on these streams, why not? I'm not going to outright beg for money, I swear. But anyway, thank you everyone for coming along to the stream. Once again, it has been absolutely fabulous. I have enjoyed it. I hope you have too. And until the next time, I have been Carnassa, and I will see you... where's my stream ending screen? Later! Bye! Yummers.